So finally came today in the mail. We got our cups. Now I got the Fabricator Series cups, which comes with a 5-inch steel bar, 1/4 inch stock. Comes with the bottom mounting plate and the upper mounting plate, and this goes there, that goes there, and I already cut a piece off that will actually go underneath it. So that's what it'll kind of look like. Let me take you over here to the control arm and show you what we need to do to get it to fit. So what we've done is we've already done the driver's side, and I'm just going to kind of show you what I had to do. I'll bring the other one over here in a minute and kind of show you that one. So this piece I found was the perfect size to get me the right kind of lift that I needed. So when the Fabricator Series comes, this was the one I got off of eBay, and it was like 59 bucks, I think. So that'll go right there. This is the way it sets up. So I gotta still cut this off, and then that'll go inside there. I'll weld that in, then I will weld this piece in like this, and then I'll build another little piece right here that I'll weld. So I'll weld it here, and I'll weld a little fill-in piece here. Then this goes like that, then this welds like that, and then this bar welds to that. So that's kind of what it's going to look like. And then the bag itself goes in between all of that. So this gives you your setup. So let me take you over to the one I've already done. I'll show you what that looks like. So I have this piece here. It's the one I already did. So here's the kind of the cup where I welded on the plate like I was showing you here. And that's kind of what it looks like there on the inside. Now this is all just tack welded. I still got to do finish welding, so it's not really very pretty right now. So get that out of the way. And then what I did is I just welded this bottom plate, like right here. I just welded that in here. That's what I got to do over here. Okay, and then on the bottom, I just basically cut it out so I could put a bolt in there. You can see that. But now the tricky part, if you're going to use these factory control arms, there's a few things that you have to do. Now I'll bring you a little bit closer so you can see, but I just want to kind of give you a brief rundown. So I had to actually cut this, kind of stretch it out a little bit, because what happens is when you put this little ring in here and you weld that in, and then you put that in there, and you put your bag in, when you go to squish this, pancake it all the way out, it rubs against these control arms. So it rubs here and it rubs here. So what I had to do is, and I'll kind of show you as I'm doing this, but I had to cut a line right down the middle of both sides, and then I cut little relief cuts in it on both sides, and then I kind of bent the metal back into its place, and then I cut out the extra metal that was inside here. Up here and kind of take a second to show you guys what I did. So the first line I cut all the way through. You can see daylight through it. The second lines I did the same thing. I cut them all the way through. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the top edge, just kind of connect the dots. But I'm not going to cut all the way through. I'm just going to cut a surface cut so that when I hit it with a hammer, it has some way for it to bend. Once I start bending them, I will have to cut out the middle again right here to kind of make room for the metal that's bending in. So hope that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to start doing right now. I'm just going to do a little surface cut all the way there, all the way here, surface cut on the bottom right here, and then that part was a little challenging, kind of hard to get the angle, but you can see I just did a surface cut, and then here I cut all the way through, and these relief cuts I cut all the way through. Now what I'm going to do is start hitting it with a hammer, kind of smoothing it into each other, and then I'm going to have to cut this again right there to kind of help give room for it to bend in. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now that I've hit that with a little bit with the hammer, you can kind of see it starting to bend in. But the problem we're having is this doesn't have anywhere for it to go. So I need to come in with a grinder again and cut this out so that the metal has somewhere to roll into, because right now they're just hitting against each other. Same thing on this side here. You can start seeing that it's starting to go in, but we need to have some gap. So I'm going to grab the grinder and grind those center ones off. There it is, guys. You kind of see, it looks kind of skeleton-ish-y, but I got quite a bit of a curve back in it, like I need. So it made a really big difference. I'll put this in here, put that in its place, and collapse it down. See how much more room that gave me? If I move it, that's right where center is. You can see it's got at least a ½ inch all the way around. See this side right here? I probably want to still trim it just a little bit, maybe right here, because it's still just a little too tight for my liking. This side, it'd probably be okay, but I think I'll just cut it just a little bit more right here and just trim it down. But you know, just trial and error, and then we're gonna weld this all up and grind it down. Now that I got everything ground up over here, I'm gonna hit my arc welder, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna weld all this stuff up. I'll come back in just a few minutes after I ground it down. Okay, so there it is. I got the plate done, and now this isn't finished welded off. I just kind of ground it down. I got my plate in there. I got this ground ready for welding. I'll weld this little ring in first, then I'll weld that on, and then I'll weld it from the inside, like from underneath. So I'm gonna put this all the way up into the corner. I got this little piece of metal here that I'm gonna set right in here like that. So it's gonna be kind of straight across from this little valley here, and I'll grind this down, put that down there, and then I'll weld it to that, and then this piece should be pretty much permanent then. And so I'll center that right there and push it down and check for clearance. I've got a good inch over here and probably about 3/4 of an inch on the other side when it's fully pancaked. So anyway, we're good. So I'm going to finish welding this up, and I'll come back in a few minutes. There we have it. So we got both bag sides done. These are just the bottom brackets. This is the one we just did. As like I say, it's not perfect welding, but I'm not a pro either. First time I've ever done this. So there it is. Now the next step, that's probably be it for tonight's video, but the next thing is we're going to cut out the pocket over there. I already did the one on the other side. I'll take you over there and show you. So that'll be next week's video. It's already cut this pocket so that we have room for the bag. That's gonna pretty much do it for tonight. All right, guys, so that's gonna be it for tonight's video. We did the bottom plates on the control arms. We still have to show you guys how to do the top pocket. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that probably next week's video, how to get it lined up and get it trimmed up, and also cut out the frame pocket over there. This does have to be offset just a little bit. So when we go to weld this bracket on here, we want to make sure that this is kind of offset just a little bit. But I'll show you that on next week's video. So hopefully you liked tonight's video. First time I've done airbags for the front control arms, and I think it came out okay. I learned a lot by doing the first one the hard way and then doing the next one a little bit easier. So alright, please rate, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you guys next week when we do the top part of the pocket. Alright, talk to you later.